Hello, my name is TRrobdog, and welcome back to the Rhapsody server. Been doing a little bit of work. The auto harvester is looking really good. That little patch is not growing. Anyway, they do grow. I've seen them massive and filled and water. Yeah. Wow, really stumbling. House. Roof has gone on. I'm pretty sure from last time the roof wasn't on. Or I was finishing the roof. I haven't finished that little thing, man. I haven't noticed that before. Anyway, I decided to incorporate the tree into the roof because the roof looked pretty awesome with the tree. I'm going to use the secret little exit to climb to the top of the roof. And hopefully we can get that gap filled. We can definitely get that gap filled. Alright, stick some cobblestone in there. Today we have Boon Slayer. He's a great supporter of me, and I like to support Boon too, so shout out to Boon there. Yeah, here's our daily shout out. Alright, I'm not really good at doing shout outs. Hey, shout out to Nope, I can't do it. We have put in a bridge, which should have been finished, but oops. I don't know why I've got that slab on me. Let's put that there. I'm going to change it up a little bit later, but I'm going to put some leaves on it. Probably some dark oak leaves. And the town has changed literally nothing. Someone's gone and got some trees though. That's a very nice person there. I noticed that someone else has built a... You probably can't see it. There it is there. It's a massive like wood... is that Boone? That is Boone. Hey Boone. Hey there. Hey there. I wonder if I can get him to talk. I've been talking to him a little bit. Boone is. Came back for the bread. Awesome. Well, anyway, we are going to work on our next little project. Since we've finished the bridge, we've finished the house. Well, house under construction, but still getting there. We're going to start our next project, which is in here. This little cavern here. And this will be our game arena. Yes, our games. To put all the games in here. So, as you know, sometimes I like to build little mini games and just to have some fun. And, you know, even though... Ooh, hang on. Hello. There's a see-through block there. A little bit of glitchy in the patch update. As a few people know, I like to build mini games and build games for just the public to play. And I've come up with some great ones, which hopefully are easily implemented and could be quite a good amount of fun. But until then, we're going to be still mining out this area, and we're going to be talking about. I probably had in my YouTube sort of videos. I probably had 2 of these videos. I don't know. I like to talk about it because it seems to be a big part of YouTube these days, where the fact that people are like, oh, YouTube, you know, all these famous people making huge amounts of money off YouTube's, aka PewDiePie, for anyone who doesn't know who PewDiePie is. Yeah, but for someone like me, it's not that you look at YouTube and you go, yeah, sure, there's like the big elements of, you know, you could make money out of this and such, but at the end of the day, I take it down to addiction, really, because when you look at those numbers at the end of the day, and that's the thing that hooks you. That's the number one thing that I get addicted to is the numbers, and it's I don't know, for some reason I've always liked the stats, and and probably like everyone else has probably been addicted to the stats too. To watch that stat bar go up and down, and if you're like a YouTuber like me, stat bar isn't really consistent. It goes up and down. I think that's where most of the entertainment comes from. You're like, oh my god, it's going up today, and then it'll hit a shuffle up, and you're like, oh, that that's probably one of the biggest addicting things to YouTube. Just seeing that like increase in in viewership, and you're like, oh my god, yeah. It doesn't always mean that you're doing something well. Like, this is just speaking from experience. I we made I made a video back in I think last year. It was a Guns of Icarus video, and at the time, Guns of Icarus wasn't that big. And we were kind of like, yeah, let's just play a recording. We did some pretty stupid things in Guns of Icarus. We were just rolling around. We got to the point where we were just, we were almost pros at this game. Just rolling around with our friends, taking out chips. We're like, yeah, we're doing awesome. And we did manage to, we tried to break the game where we realized that you could try and jump towards another ship, which I like to say I broke the game because in that video you do see me hit the other ship, so there's some connection there, and I do jump again, so it's not like I fell straight through the ship, which is what you usually do when you're in Guns of Icarus. I haven't played it since I haven't played it for a long time, since a couple of updates. So the video was just when I look back on it, it was like, oh my god, why did I make this video? It's just, but it was hilarious, and I loved it, and I loved the fact that all my friends were there to play the game with me, and when I look when I look back on it, that video sort of summarizes the part that's kind of missing, really. And it's not that the others are missing. It's the part that people don't really get, and it's today the most successful video. I if you ask me why that video is so successful, I have no idea. I have absolutely no idea why that video is so big, or why it has as many views as it does. If I were to put any kind of like little theory on it, it would be that it was kind of like a really good summary of a really fun time in general that I had with my friends, and that is literally probably the best summary I can give that for that video, and why that video is probably the way it is today, and so sort of so many people have seen it. So that points out like something that's people don't really see, is that it's meant to be YouTube and video creating. It's meant to be fun. It's not meant to be, you know, tedious and going spending long hours playing games to get views and things like that. Ultimately, I would love to do a lot more videos with friends. It's just I think the biggest thing that comes into YouTube is time, and the amount of time it takes to produce these things. It does my head in sometimes, because not only is it if you're a game player, sure, that's fine. You play games. That's what you do. But and then after that, that's the editing, and then everything. I'm gonna have to build a chest. I don't think. Oh wait, I've got enough wood. Yeah, definitely. All right, let's get rid of that, and let's build. Let's place that there. All right, stone is something I don't need right now. Probably not the iron either. Alright, we need to build a new pick with our thing. So, what I was talking about. I've lost my point. I was really deep in conversation right there. I had to break it because I was playing Minecraft. Ah, yes, games. It's all well and good if you're a gamer, but then it comes the after point where you have to like, oh, now I played the game. Now I have to edit it, and now I have to, upload it. It's, it it adds on a little bit more. It's I I wouldn't want to put it down, but and I will admit it's probably a lot easier than, I've seen people, go out and film huge things and put them on YouTube. That to me is like, that is amazing because if you do not know how much time you put into those little things, even if it's like a small little video, the amount of time, and I remember, doing those things, putting huge amounts of time into like small videos, it's that amount of effort that's mind blowing. And if you know how mind blowing that that amount of work is, then I say yeah, you definitely know. But yeah, I think the other point is of YouTube is obviously YouTube changes a lot, and the things that were big when, well, I don't know, 2 years ago. I was trying to think of a good time. Things that were big 2 years ago aren't really big now. It's constantly evolving, and it's constantly, searching for new things and new things to do. So it comes to the point where keeping things new, fun, and fresh. I would like to point out, and I'm not criticizing anyone on this, that playing games 24/7 is not fun at all. Even if you're a YouTuber, like some of the biggest YouTubers, I kind of go like, I kind of have to take a step back and go, how do you play these games 24/7? Like, I know that's everyone's dream, is to play video games 24/7. But it 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 just it sets me back a little bit going, is it that much? Is it really that much fun to play that amount of video games a day? I mean, yeah, sure, everyone hates work, and work's just part of life at the end of the day. But yeah, it's it's pretty confusing. I think I might style this a little bit. Yeah, and that's why I don't get it. So, and then when it comes to huge vloggers and stuff like that, it's it's more I like some of those videos, and I think those videos are good. It's just I'm being probably really really cynical here and thinking, how do you get that amount of time and you know not work, and how do you fill that huge gap that is now missing because you pretty much, your job is what you do every day. It's constantly just work on YouTube. It just it it sort of like sets you back, and it, for me, it's kind of hard. It would be hard for me to separate uh, what YouTube and work, because I couldn't do it. And I'd love to make huge epic movies on this thing, but I'm a guy who likes constant things and knowing where I'm going and being ready in time, and just things, and always being ready for things. So the life of a YouTuber is just crazy. I can't really bring myself to think anymore how crazy that life must be. And every so often, yeah, every so often, you get an insight into this world that is YouTube. And I think I was watching a YouTuber, and it was kind of a really really, it wasn't like the kind of bright and happy. I think it was Cinnamon Toast. I think that's what I watched. And I watched this video because Pyro Puncher, who I also watch, linked it. So yeah, it was slightly sort of depressing feel to YouTube where he went on that he loves his job, and obviously for a guy like that, he loves his job that he gets to play games 24/7 and so forth. But there's a huge amount of stress that comes in to playing those, to doing that and having that life. Yeah, and he just he just seems so distraught at uh, at you know the stress of and a big thing he pointed out too was that the numbers too, and he also pointed out that I think that's probably where I brought the addiction from uh, addiction thing into this video, was that he pointed out too that there is a huge addiction to watching those numbers and am I doing good, am I doing this right, am I doing this wrong, kind of game that you play with yourself. And there's like a lot of self doubt. I'm just not good today. Did I take a wall out? Yeah, I did. There we go. All right. There's a lot of self-doubt. Like I said, I'm terrible. And for me, that just seems like, why would you do that? That's hard. That's why you would do that as a job. And I mean, there's worse jobs out there, and jobs that like kind of like, yeah, okay, I've watched horrible jobs before, but it just seems to be constantly under stress and constantly not knowing, you know, um, you know, where things are going. It just seems, something absolutely huge. I'm going to take this out. I always hate breaking blocks that I place down, especially stone, because it's just waste. It's wasteful. Alright, there we go. I'm just going to make it level with the roof. That should be good. The other thing is that it's kind of like the amount of pay too. I think people like to overemphasize the amount of pay you get, and which they're like, not to be like rude or anything, but like I literally flip my shit when like I made a dollar on YouTube. You're like, yeah, $1. I made $1 on YouTube, and it's that moment of just like, oh my god, you know, it's like it was, for me, it was more of an achievement. Like, oh my god, I made some money off the internet. It seemed like one of those constant jokes you always hear. It's like, oh my god, you made money off the internet. It's so cool. But it is practically really just $1. And I probably, for this channel, I mean, if you're like a channel of what, 22,000, something like huge like that, the money starts to get a little bit higher. But when you look generally at it, most of the YouTubers like I see and that are just minimum wages. So yeah, I think I'd like to think that people make a lot of money, but in hindsight, it doesn't seem like a lot of money. It just seems like one of those average jobs you do. I think I was gonna go into split that into two things that people are gonna come at me and go, oh, yeah. There's always people that like go against what you say and things like that. I wonder what I want to do with these blocks. I'm going to just no. I'm going to take out these columns. It's not being wasteful. It's just being boop, boop, boop. put some wood in too. I'm gonna, yeah, dark world. Let's look at that. Let's just take a break for a second and look. That looks. Oh. Hmm. Yeah. That was on purpose. The first one. Oh yeah, it makes it really come out in the corner. Interior design there, really come out. Awesome. So yeah, I'm going to have to replace all these columns then. Curses. Then we're going to think about what the floor is. Okay. The other part of YouTube, which I was about to jump into, is that there are a lot of, there's obviously a lot of mean people who have nothing better to do than just to troll. And you know, my first comment, I will literally come out with this. My first comment on YouTube, the first huge comment I got on YouTube was a guy who just said, "Yeah, I just don't like it. I just don't like your video." And for me, that was very hurtful because that was kind of like, well, that was my first comment and it was negative. And it was just, it was literally just someone saying, you know, I don't like it, your video. And I admit I'm probably being like overemphasizing the amount of hurt. But there are some terrible people, and you get it told your whole life. There are terrible people on the internet. You know, why would you do that to yourself? But some people do. They do this 24/7. You know, not everyone's gonna like the same things, and not everyone's gonna appreciate like the video that you made. So yeah, that stress too. Like people not liking your videos is something that is just all jobs are shitty. And at the end of the day, YouTuber's job is just it it doesn't really like, I don't know how to better explain it. I'm kind of like running out of like, how do I explain? How do I explain? How do I explain? I'm just running out of things. The job isn't fruitful enough. Can you really say that? For the column goes there, so no wait. Did it go there? Yeah, the column goes there. So that means that one. Yep. Just, Tom is being stupid right now. Come on, TR, get your crap together. Alright. I'm gonna take that. Haven't used any of my levels, though I lost a couple because of deaths. Alright, there we go. We can build it up. And build that up. Be like, doop. And we still need to put that one there, and that one there. And that there. That looks pretty good. I like how it's turning out. So we've obviously got these 4 chambers that kind of lead off. My idea was that I was going to put some different areas. So we could probably go casino, games. It's probably the best way to put it. But yeah, honestly, I think the biggest thing it comes back to is that then why do we make videos? This is a question that I think every YouTuber's got to really ask themselves. Why do we put ourselves through huge amounts of stress and people not liking it and people just generally being rude and you know the stress of anything really to make videos? My answer is really just creativity. As humans, we're always creative. We always have that creative spark. I'm getting stumbled again. As humans, we always have that creative spark. We always want to show what we can do and what we've done. Again, not everyone's gonna like it, and there's always those things. I'm gonna change it up and run around this. Floor tiles in there. Yeah, looks good. Alright. We're probably gonna have to take out those cobblestone again, but that's okay for the time being. Some more coal in there. Running out of coal. Let's take it out here. So why do we create videos? Generally, most of my videos on here are just to show off, to show what I've done to friends. You know, I think the pickup line video I did as a joke to a couple of friends. They're kind of like, yeah, I'm terrible at pickup lines. You know, this is the best I can do. And I decided to make a video out of it because I thought, you know what? Why not? Why not make a video out of making a fool of myself and how terrible I am at pickup lines? And that's the kind of things that I know that's what happens. Put that in there. I think we had 7. Yeah, when you put it in, yeah. We'll put that in there. Put the insulate in there. We've got a lot of. Should probably give that to Boon. It's still there. And yeah, it's ultimately just, you know, showing your creative spark and what you have to offer and what you've thought of and what you've done. And ultimately, I think that's what YouTube boils down to. And if you make money from it, then so be it. Because you're obviously good enough to make money out of it, so why not make money out of it? Of doing things you love. Granted, there is a lot of stress, but there's a lot of stress in everything. And I think how we deal with the things in our lives, how we deal with it, and how we get through all that stress, generally makes us a better person. So yeah, that got really dark. That got really like emotional and dark very quickly. I wasn't planning it to go. I wasn't planning at all for it to go that way. But I do apologize if I've made anyone angry or, you know, hurt anyone's ideas of what YouTube is to them. But this is YouTube. This is where opinions are. And people always make opinion videos. I've seen probably like huge amounts of comedy videos making, you know, huge amount of opinions on on life as it is, and that's alright. Everyone is entitled to their own opinion. I gotta really put a timer on this thing. I think I've gone for long enough here, and I've covered enough of YouTube to probably break it down for another couple of times. I think it's always good, and definitely for me, it's always good to kind of like take a step back and go, yeah, YouTube's alright, but again, you gotta look at, you know, what it is and what it's doing and what you're doing. There's a lot of dirt there. Sweet. That's always nice, and some iron to finish off. All right. My name's TRrobdog. Actually, I'll do that again. My name's TRrobdog. Let's get back into happy mood now. My name's TRrobdog. The third time tonight. Thank you for watching TRrobdog.